realized something. Our go live button had been turned off. So we are live. Yo, YouTube. Welcome to the show. Sorry for the technical issues. I don't know how that happened because I was hit live before I hit the banners, but we're on here. Sorry for joining you late. Those who had already posted in the chat, hopefully you're still sticking around, or you've been notified now that we are on. And all right, so we got a little practice run up to this. Charlie and I were just talking amongst ourselves, but we have a couple topics we'd like to try to cover tonight if possible. We want to talk a little bit about our Christmas wish list, what cards and we would like to see under the tree, or card related products for that matter, and also review a little bit of the Green Bay Card Show, our experience with that. Maybe talk a little bit about listing errors. I've had a couple recently. I'd like to see if anybody else is running into that. What was the other thing, Charlie? We had one other topic.
We talked about workplace injuries.
Yeah, that's where we really need to start the show. So we had something very serious happen this weekend. Our good buddy Stuart had a significant injury. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Charlie, and how you were able to bring him out of that?
Yeah, again, the workplace injury sign was at about 189 days injury free when we had an incident. Fortunately, Stu had all his safety gear on and avoided serious injury. But Stu had a fall. And Stu became Stuart Van Gogh and lost an ear.
Stuart Van Gogh. Oh boy! Or one of Mike Tyson's opponents, right?
Yes.
Something like that. There's a lot of missing an ear jokes. I suppose you could squeeze in there somewhere.
Yeah. But thankfully, we have a caring soul at home who did some plastic surgery. And Stuart's ear has been restored. This is the side the ear came off, so you can see he's got his ear back. He can hear everything they're saying in the chat now.
He's looking pretty sharp, so I'll give him that. Well, first of all, we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Please participate in the chat. It makes it a lot more fun. We definitely want to hear from you guys and gals. And those who are watching after this video is posted live, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Leave some comments. We enjoy reading I read every single comment. We enjoy that and discuss it. And then subscribe if you like what you see. Ring the bell if you want to be notified of future videos. Like, for example, when we go live 18 minutes after we're supposed to go live. Due to my own problem, I didn't click the button. I think maybe I was having a problem because I tried to click the intro banner and it didn't go either. So I don't know. Maybe it's a laptop thing. But yeah, I clicked that and then I clicked the live and neither of them went, I guess.
Let's be honest. The holiday nog caught up to you, Adam.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I guess it's about time. Or what? 4 days away now. I mean, might as well start warming up for that, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I did release. Go ahead.
So, technical question. Since we did talk through about 15 minutes, was that all recorded for the upload later, or is that all completely lost too?
That's completely lost. It wasn't recorded because unless you go live, it doesn't record it. You can so StreamYard gives you an option where you can record something and then post it later, but I didn't record. I was just going to hit live like 99.9% of the other times that we do this. So yeah. So no, it was basically just rehearsal.
Well, I was going to say I just want it to be known that this is going to be like a great lost Beatles track. That was one of the best discussions Adam and I have ever had on this show. So if there's any techies out there that can somehow kind of hack that out, you will have some big rewards coming your way.
We really wish you all could have been there. You really missed out. We had some deep thoughts, and it was pretty serious stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about our since we've got a week before Christmas. Well, not even a week. A few days before Christmas here. Let's talk a little bit about what we would like to see under our tree for cards. We want to hear from all of you in the chat. You guys are the star of the show, not us. We're just a bunch of goofballs here talking on the screen. Sometimes it's recorded, sometimes it's not. Play it by ear.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Play it by ear. Play it by plastic ear. So anyway, Charlie and I already talked about this. So Charlie, why don't you tell all the people who are actually able to see us now what you would like to see under your tree?
Yeah. So I often, when people ask me, my family asks me, what do you want for Christmas? One, I'm always looking for something kind of budget conscious. I feel uncomfortable if people spend a ton of money on me. But two, I often give things that I'd love to have, but I never really am motivated enough to go out of my way to go out and get it myself. There's always something else.
Like a chainsaw?
Exactly.
A generator?
Yeah. So on my list is a set that I've been seeing popping around that's really piqued my interest, and I haven't picked it up yet. Haven't even looked at what the cards look like in it. But that is the new Topps Bob Ross set with some happy little cards in it.
How did I know you were going to say that?
It's almost like you could read my mind.
I think I have ESPN.
Well, if you do, that might be kidnapping. Give her back.
Right. Yeah, so I think that's a great choice. I think it's a super fun product. That would be a hella good rip on a Christmas day, just chilling, and you don't have to worry about getting anything good. You don't have a cash investment in it. It would just be fun as hell. And kind of a once in a lifetime type of rip. I don't think that's a box they're going to put out every year or anything.
Right, so right.
I think it's a great choice. I think mine would be some soccer cards that Charlie stole from me at the show. That would probably be tops on my list. I dream of being first at a soccer box, and that didn't happen. So I think that would probably be on there. No, but definitely
like a Goonies story.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. No, you had a shot at those. You didn't buy them. So
I stopped one table too soon.
You did, yeah. And I went to the football instead of the. Well, you were, to be fair, you were already there. I wasn't over there, but no, I think soccer under the tree would probably be my biggest thing. It's just not we just don't get a lot of soccer card activity around here, so that, and then also some early Garbage Pail Kids. Especially packs. I think they would just be fun to open. I like ripping the modern packs, but just to see some of those old sticker cards that I got when I was a kid would be fun. I do have some packs, but not to open. They're part of my sealed non-sport wax collection, so I would like to see that. The other box I really want right now, and I might just go buy a box, but since it's Christmas, this would be one that I would wish would be under my tree. That's the Bowman Chrome University Sapphire Edition.
Yeah.
That box has got to be fire. That's super fun to open. The inserts are great. Even just a regular Chrome is really good. You get 2 autos. Price isn't too bad. It's definitely more than the Chrome, but it's not outrageous like many of the professional sports team boxes are. So I think those would be probably the peak thing. And then any old non-sport. Last year I got some sealed Goonies packs, and I was like, holy crap, these are awesome. They're expensive, they're hard to find, and it was just a super fun gift. Not to rip, those are just for packs, but I like that kind of stuff. That's fun. Should we address our chat a little bit and see if we've got some?
Yeah, for sure.
Some Christmas wishes in here. First of all, we've got, where is everyone?
Fair question.
Oh shoot. I did so many episodes in a row without any issue, and now I'm just a dog every week. I don't know. It's one of those things you get too relaxed with it, right? And you assume you know what you're doing. All of a sudden, I look up and I see a little live button in the top corner of my screen. And I'm like, that's not supposed to say live. That's supposed to say streaming. So anyway, let's see. Dgen Terp says, good evening, all. Good evening. Welcome back to the show. Urethra Franklin is here. Cooter and Charlie, Stewie, and the chat. Yes. Welcome. Thanks for joining us again. Appreciate you. Goat turquoise white horns. Not sure what that means. I've maybe Urethra's been drinking a little bit today. I don't know. I've Alan, and I can't get up.
And I can't get
Oh,
up.
go ahead. Okay, I get it now. Vincent Van Goat. I love it. Vincent Van Goat.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's it right there. Vincent Van Goat. Now I kind of wish he's still missing an ear, because we should have a Stewart and a Vincent Van Goat. Like, I don't know. I have to ask, did you ever finish your mac and cheese bowl at the show? Yeah, so it was, I wanted to try to cut out as much. I did cut out most of that. It's kind of hard when you're wearing a camera on your chest. You're just going to sort of see whatever I'm doing. And I was damn hungry. And Charlie's wife, Jenny, was kind enough to make us some nice hot lunch. It was amazing. And but unfortunately, while I was eating, it was I had a buyer that I really wanted to show some video of, and some other interactions. So you kind of got stuck watching me eat a little mac and cheese. But yes, I did finish it. It was really good, and I'm super thankful for Jenny for doing that for us. As well as I gave a shout out in the video to Caleb, so you probably want to make sure that he watches it.
Oh, okay.
For all his help. He did a great job negotiating some toy deals for me and setting everything up and making it look awesome. And yeah, he couldn't have done the show without. Well, could have done the show without him, but I couldn't have done my buying. So he made it so that I could get into the floor and get that side of my work done. So super appreciative to him. MD Sports Cards is here. Good evening, gentlemen. MD stopped over at our table for a little while, so that was pretty awesome. Got to meet him in person and chat for a little bit. He had an awesome Pokemon Hawaiian shirt on, so
that was awesome.
We appreciated that. Pikachu's, right? It was Pikachu's on it.
I think so, yeah.
Pikachu's and pineapples or something like that. So pretty solid, my friend. Hopefully we'll see you at some more shows. I did have a couple other people come up to me at the show. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of it on video, but had a couple other people come up to me and, just say, hey, I watch your videos and stuff. What's funny is I've been doing videos for a super long time, but I don't think most people recognize me because I didn't have a lot of videos with my face. It was a lot of like sales day videos and that kind of thing was
right
a big part of my channel. So it's kind of fun now that we spend more time, face forward, that people will recognize who we are. All right, so Scott wants to get right into it. He says, does end and sell similar really work? I do seem to get sales on new listings more than the stale ones, like within a day of listing. It does work. I don't know anybody who has been doing it that hasn't had results from it. It just allows you to bring forward some older listings. And the other nice thing about it is, let's say you're at a day, most of us aren't doing this full time. It's just a side gig type thing. So let's say you've got a day where you can't do a lot of listing, things like that. It allows you to quickly shut something down, get some new stuff out. eBay appreciates new listings, and you can kind of fill the hole that way. How do you feel about end and sell similar?
I feel like I definitely noticed a difference. So I was looking at some of my sales trends year to date this week, and really it's interesting because October is when I think I kicked in most of the promotions. I started doing this end and sell similar on a regular basis. And it's like night and day in my sales this fourth quarter versus what I was doing before. April through September are like very consistent. But then October, they more than doubled, and they've stayed strong in this fourth quarter. And I think part of it is because of those actions.
And, I look at it this way too. What does it hurt, right? It takes you like 5 minutes. It doesn't cost you anything. Mm-hmm. You're not even using any new listings because you're literally just ending ones that you're putting back out there. So it's kind of a no harm, no foul scenario in my mind as well. And I've been doing it for a long time, and I've been telling a lot of people about it, and I get either side of the spectrum for the reaction. Nobody's really in the middle about it. Some people are like, wow, that's a really good idea. And then other people are like, there's no way that works. So, I guess you got to decide which side of the stick you want to fall to and, go from there. But I can tell you that I've seen results from it. Most people that I know that are doing it have seen results from it. And can you pinpoint exactly what sells because of that action? Probably not. Especially when you get larger inventory numbers. But if I can spend 5 minutes in a day and get 3 more sales than I would have, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that just makes a lot of sense, especially if it's selling any kind of more stale inventory. You got to look at it this way too. Maybe relisting that item doesn't get that item sold, but it gets somebody in and they buy something else.
Right.
Or they buy that item and an additional item, so anytime you can get eyeballs, that's what you want. It gives you the opportunity to get those sales. Now, if all your inventory is really bad and it's overpriced and no one wants, I don't care how many times you end your listings and sell similar, you're not going to sell stuff. You still have to have marketable goods that people want to buy at a price they're willing to pay. So you have to, we're just assuming that you have those things down. If you do, then your end listings and sell similar will get you results.
Right.
If you're not getting any of those sales, then you need to go back and look at those listings because now your listing has an issue. It's not the process that's the problem. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. If you have sellable items out there, they will get in front of more people, they will get more attention, and you'll have a greater chance of selling them. I think that's unquestionable.
Yeah. Average Dave is joined us. Thank you for being back at the show. Appreciate you. If you need any safety in the workplace help, don't worry, I can help. I've been volunteer for the safety committee for 5 years now. So this is what we need. We need you to show up at all the card shows that we do. We need you to build some sort of barricade around Stu so Stu can still be there and hang out and have some fun. But he needs some protection. He needs a bodyguard.
Yeah, he did not have his safety harness on. That was the problem.
No, he needs a goat guard. A goat guard. Urethra says she wants sales, and more sales under her tree, behind the tree, over the tree, and in the tree. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sales are, I don't know that that's something you can put under a tree, but if we could, I would certainly do that for you. I think we all want to do that. It's hard work, dedication, listing, all those good things. That's what gets you there for sure. She says, Bob Ross, eh? Yeah, for gifts, I take hobby boxes of 85 GPK Series 1. Nice. She's on the same road as me. Give me that atom bomb. I have a really nice atom bomb. I'm fortunate that I came across one at a fair price before the market did its market thing. I do not have any Series 1 packs. I was going to buy some of the UK mini packs. Do you know Garbage Pail Kids at all, Charlie? Do you know
very little?
So Series 1 was interesting, right? So it's anytime it's a first of anything, it's sort of like market testing, right? So they made like poster size cards, sticker cards, and then they made the UK had exclusive like mini Garbage Pail Kids cards, and then of course the United States had the ones everybody is after that are more like regular sports card size.
That's interesting.
So I've been contemplating chasing a UK pack. They're a lot cheaper than the US packs. A Series 1 sealed US pack, I think, is like $150 or something now. And a sealed box is insane. So yeah, I would take one of those under my tree too. The only thing I don't like about a sealed box like that, or not, I shouldn't even say sealed, but an authenticated, because they were never sealed in the first place. They were just shipped as like the folded cardboard with packs inside. But anyway, you can't open it. You're not going to take that $12,000 box and open the darn thing. So yeah, it's. Urethra says, "Whoa, you said early GPK right after I typed it." Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people that would be on their list. I watch Dave Pearson has joined us. Welcome. I watch every episode multiple times. First time live. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Yeah, the live is super fun. We really enjoy doing this. I think it's good for me, it's like a work meeting, right? Once a week I need to think about what's been going on that week and talk to you guys about it, and hopefully help some of you if you have questions or want opinions or experiences. And it's just good. It sort of just gets me reset, right? Because otherwise you can kind of, especially in a job where it's just me and my computer in my office all day, kind of gets me involved in, a little bit more of the community on the day to day. So
this is all of Adam's social interaction now that he works from home all the time.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? It's basically a dream. That's what I wanted under my tree. I do shows. I think shows is probably the bigger social interaction portion of it. And just making the videos. I mean, I record the video and then I post it, but it's going to sound weird because unless you're a content creator, you can't really get it. But you eventually, after you make enough videos, you eventually get into the mindset that you're actually talking to people. So the first few you do, you're like, oh, where's the camera? And like, there's no reaction because obviously there's not another person. I don't have someone filming me. It's, on a stand generally. But eventually you get to the point where you're like, just like tonight, right? We're talking and we're talking to people. Even though the people aren't actually sitting right there. So, and you can't see them or anything. But yeah, so I feel like also making the videos kind of gives me some of that social exposure, but I really have no idea who's watching them. So it's fun when you guys come in here like Dave here saying, hey, I watch every video. It's my first time, watching live. So that's what's really fun for me is when people come on and I can see, oh yeah, okay, this person watches. That's awesome. Also, I don't believe my videos are very good. So anytime somebody says they watch, I really appreciate it. Charlie watched a video once and he didn't think it was too bad. So,
just once,
just once. So I'm glad the rest of you go through it with me so that it's worth everyone's time and we can keep making some videos. I do have to apologize. I actually wasn't able to get a video out for like a week. It just got really busy, and then card shows are tough because the weekend is sometimes when I would do editing, and editing a card show is a lot when you shoot 3-4 hours of film. Try
especially
to break it down to 35-40 minutes is, especially if you have mac and cheese, you got an injured Stewart, and that show is actually very difficult for a couple other reasons. I mean, we're set up there, but we're also buyers. It's a big show. Like there's like tons of different hallways to walk down, and then a big, main hall to go through, and lots of different dealers. And it's like your head just spins. What do I do now? So, and then on top of it all, I'm recording it all. So I have to somewhat stay conscious of, okay, well, got to make sure I get some video, and unfortunately, in this one instance, my biggest buy of the day was actually at the dealer the very end of my day. So my SD card was full. I didn't get any of it on video, but I did film all my pickups, and I plan to upload that tomorrow. That's not edit heavy. Basically just film it. Sometimes I throw some in there where I've already sold cards. I did sell some cards already, Charlie, by the way, that I listed from this weekend. So
I do recall you frantically coming back looking for an empty box too when you were making that deal.
Yeah. I got some really cool stuff. It's pretty much all ultra modern, and it's all color, but it's all big name guys. I got some low numbered Barry, some low numbered Dan Marino, and they were less than 30 cents a card, top loaded. So did super well, which was good. I needed to buy a ton of stuff because to Urethra Franklin's point and kind of our prior discussion, sales have been really good, which is great. But I got to put stuff in the store. So, and I have tons and tons and tons to list yet, just from that one dealer, and then I've got everything else besides from there. So we're working on it. But the weekend sales were insane. It took me a day and a quarter to pack everything just that sold. So I know you said your sales have been pretty strong too, right? This month.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be down in December.
Yeah, and I would say, December's not done yet, and I'm at about 3/4 of my November sales right now, so it should come out pretty close.
I thought you were going to say we're at 750,000.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that.
I have to ship 262,000 cards tomorrow.
Yes, they're all $2 cards.
Just calling the temp agency. You got like 10 or 11 people there? Send them all over here. I'll pay them whatever they need. We got to get these packed and shipped. Yeah, so I think the video turned out pretty well. It had some good examples of what I was trying, what we were trying to get accomplished. I had a good sale on there to one of my regular higher end farm buyers, and so hopefully everybody likes it if you like those kind of videos. But I don't think I have a card show now till January 13th. You're gonna head to that one with me? That's the intention.
Yeah.
Weather based. But we have a card show that's Oshkosh, right? I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one of the legacy shows down in Oshkosh. I saw they canceled their February show. It was really weird. Like it's a big X through the poster, and we're not associated with this show at all, and blah blah blah. I was like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Check it out on Facebook. You'll see it. Maybe I'll send it over to you if I think about it tomorrow. But yeah, December sales have been outstanding, like beyond my wildest dreams. I am way down in listings. Normally I can kind of keep creeping it up a little bit, but the more I sell, the more time I got to pack and the less time I got to list and so on. And I have plenty to list. It's not that I don't have stuff. It's just got to be able to sit down and do it. And that's been a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
I also have a customer who emailed me looking for, or messaged me through Facebook, looking for a little bit better price deal on a big buy, like 160 cards. And he sent me a spreadsheet, and I didn't have any time to go through that today. I had to make checks mix, priorities. But no, so I talked to him and I said, I need a day or so to dig through this, because I got to go look at those prices and then the final price of what he wants to offer. And but I've been getting more and more of that, where it's bigger orders that either collectors or resellers, I don't, whoever wants to buy that stuff. I think the market's really picking back up. Gas prices have gone down. The Fed's going to cut rates 3 times this next year. Excuse me. Mortgage rates have come down a little bit. I know several people who are refinancing already that just bought homes because they can get a little bit better rate now. And so I think we're gonna see a lot of boost in the market. Fanatics is getting really close to their final takeover date. They're going to be doing some more advertising and promotional things and things at stadiums. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to 2024. I think it's going to be super strong.
Yeah.
So if you can buy stuff now and you can still get it at a really discounted price, and you think it's going to be sellable, obviously you don't buy stuff you can't resell, but this might not be a bad time to pick up a bunch of stuff, because generally January and February are extremely strong months in card sales. People get their gift cards after Christmas and run to eBay and buy stuff. And it's winter. There isn't a lot going on, so I think I think we're going to just start to see it pick up then, and it's just going to keep going for most of the year. Got the National in July. Should have a good turnout there. So,
how have your deliveries been going with the holiday traffic with the mail? Any delays? Any customers?
Actually, there was one that I shipped out on Friday, and they got it today.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty solid. So,
yeah,
less than 3 days, and it was not close. It was like Arizona or something like that, which is a pretty good distance from me. So
yeah,
things have been moving. I haven't gotten anything sent back to me that it wants more postage. I kind of went through that crap a little bit. Like October-ish, I had a little run in there where the post office wanted to get picky for some reason. Y'all had some meeting and decided that now they were gonna check postage on things. I don't know.
yeah. I know. I
mhm.
shared maybe a week or two ago that I've seen some inbound cards to me really delayed. Like Georgia to Wisconsin here is usually 3 to 4 days, and I ended up waiting 12 days before I got it. I have one customer that's waiting on a card right now in Illinois. I sent it out on the 6th, and the tracking it never advanced past Green Bay.
Sure.
So we're kind of waiting through the end of this week to see if it shows up.
It could be lost. I mean, it is an
Could
envelope.
be. Yeah. But that's the only issue I've had so far through the holidays.
Yeah, and I'm shipping hundreds and hundreds a day, and I can't remember the last time I got a message about a card that didn't show up. So
yeah,
once in a great while, I'll still get it says delivered and I didn't get it. Okay, well, it'll probably be there tomorrow or the next day. Oh, I got the card. Okay, great. Sounds good. Thank you.
yeah,
So as long as you kind of leave some time frames in there, and we've talked about this before, customer service is important. It's your brand. They're buying from you, not eBay. eBay is just the platform that they're the escrow agent. They put the buyer and the seller together. It's your responsibility to provide everything for the customer. And that goes a long way. Most customers just want to know that, hey, you didn't forget about them, that, you did ship the card, and, this happens sometimes, let me know by Friday if you don't get it, that kind of thing. That's really all you need to do. So I'm still at 100% feedback. I'm getting really close to my 10,000 now. Let me see where I'm at. I haven't looked at it since this morning. But it's crazy. I get a ton of feedback a day. When you ship that much stuff, you're just going to get a bunch. I'm at 99.68.
Oh.
So yeah, really close. So probably within the next 3 days or so, just based on how many feedback I normally get, should be able to get there. And like I said, I shipped a ton of stuff out yesterday and today. So there'll be a lot of stuff arriving, hopefully on time, if people bought late and still expect it for Christmas.
Yeah.
I did have like 1 or 2 people contact me and say, hey, I want to buy this thing for a Christmas present. Can you guarantee it'll get there? And I'm like, well, if you do it through 63-cent shipping, no. If you want to do express or something like that, then yeah, so you got to decide if for this $10 card, if you want to pay $35 shipping. That usually pretty much kills the sale. Or they'll say, yeah, if it gets here a day or 2 after Christmas, that's fine. I'll take it for the 63 cents. So
yeah.
And it's not saying that it won't get there by Christmas, but there's no way in heck I'm going to guarantee that. I'm not driving it there myself. So.
Right.
All right, let's get back to the chat a little bit before we get too far behind. Brad Helston says, went to the Green Bay Card Show, but I missed talking to you. Well, hopefully next time. Charlie and I kind of have a regular spot in the little hallway there. And we're diamond quarter box guys through and through. So, there'll be diggers and stuff at our table. But yeah, try to stop on by. The only show we do is the quarterly KI Convention Center show that we set up at anyway. But I try to attend like 1 or 2 a month for sure, just to pick up inventory and see what else is going out there, talk to people, give out some business cards. Speaking of business cards, normally I strew some out on the table.
Yeah.
Totally forgot.
Yeah,
totally forgot. Didn't put any out there. I gave a few cards out to like people that I met in the show and stuff that wanted information or whatever. But yeah, I didn't. Normally I kind of leave some out there. So might have missed a few people that would have picked some up. But like I said, there's a lot going on at that show when you're set up. Plus, and I did the toys this time, which we sold a bunch of the toys, which is good. I won't have a lot of that stuff going forward, so should make things a little easier too. Scott says, Charlie, how do you get your wife to help at the show? That's a keeper there. My wife doesn't want any part of this. And my wife, to be fair, my wife would have helped too, but she had another event. My father-in-law plays Santa Claus, and they had the Santa visit thing at our homeowners association park. So she was running around doing that stuff all day. Otherwise, she would have came by too. But Jenny's pretty awesome, isn't she?
Yeah, she really does support this whole thing. She gets involved here and there, and when she does, she's all in on it. She collects a little bit of modern Garbage Pail Kids too. She doesn't have any vintage ones, but she enjoys that. She enjoys seeing the kids get involved, so that really encourages her to get involved as well. So yeah, she actually, I don't know if you know this, Adam, but she actually had just done, 2 hours of driving, running a task up to our property up north.
Yeah, she said she was dyeing someone's hair or something.
Well, she actually went up to cover up our well. We have an above ground well that we just had put in this summer. So the cover for it finally came in, and she went up to put that on there before we get, 3 feet of snow this winter. Mm-hmm. Well, who knows? Maybe we won't this winter. Since
what's snow?
Not going to have any for Christmas, but
it's going to be 50 on Christmas.
Yeah, so she did that, and as you heard, she dyed my cousin's wife's hair, and then she came back down and went home and made us lunch and brought it over, totally unexpecting that. So
it was delicious. It was amazing. Yeah, much appreciated.
And then
the boys were very helpful. It was great.
What made me giggle is Jenny was she worked in retail for many years. Yep. She worked in the mall at some of the clothing stores, and as soon as she got there, like, she went into retail sales mode, and she quickly pulled me aside and she's like, card buyers aren't like retail shoppers. Like, I feel like when I try to engage with them, they're like, I just want to be left alone. Let me look through the cards.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a solitary hobby.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people like it for that part. They can do it on their own. You can be part of the community and active and chat people up and, make deals and all that. But you can also just stand there all by yourself and dig through a box. It's pretty amazing.
Right.
Yeah, something for everyone for sure.
Yeah, so we had a good discussion about the different sales tactics between what she was used to doing and what the card world is like. And I said, say hello, ask them if there's anything particular they're looking for, but mostly just let them do their thing, especially in what we do, right? If they're going to go through 20,000 different cards looking to pick, 100 out, they need to concentrate. They need some time, to focus on what they're doing. So, yeah.
And it's funny because I think about that, sometimes when I go to tables, they'll say, oh, are you looking for any player in particular? And I'm like, dude, I got a list. Like, I buy bulk only. I'm not here to buy one card. And I think about that, like, if I said that to somebody who came to my table and they were like, yeah, I want Paul Molitor, I'd be like, good luck. See if there's any in there. I don't know where any of them are. I don't spend any time on any of those cards. I can't sell them online and stick them in a box. If you want to dig and find what you got to find, great. But
it's funny you say that, because as you were shopping, I had a gentleman going through your cards that had about 10 or 12 questions on specific players he was looking for, and I have no idea what's in your boxes. So I felt felt a little useless for the guy. I wasn't able to direct him to a couple things I knew were in my boxes, but we kind of combined our tables, and people just went right down the line, and we don't know what's in each other's boxes.
It kind of made it challenging for sales too, because it was like somebody pull like 20 cards out of my boxes and 10 out of yours, and then they just hand all the money over, and it's like, we got to split this up. I didn't make a lot of sales myself while I was there. It was just like I'd come back to the table, and I wasn't around much when there were actually buys, which is kind of crazy.
You'd come back and there was just money sitting on the table.
Yeah, pretty much. So I would just, okay, great. Thanks for doing that for me. So, you know. All right. Well, Brad wants to know how much did I want for the Makowski bobblehead? This was all stuff that had been set up in my old basement. I finished my new house, and well, for the most part anyway, and put out what I wanted to put out. And this is all kind of my overflow that I was just trying to unload. So I don't know if you were there at the show, I probably would have said $5. It's yours. Just somebody to take it away and just get a little something for it. So
everything was by offer, but you probably would have had to negotiate with my 11-year-old, and he's pretty shrewd.
Right. He was pretty solid. Yeah. And, I could have priced it all out. I didn't want to, I was just looking to sell it cheap. So I didn't want to spend any time on it. I just wanted to box them up and bring them there. Whatever sold, whatever didn't. I'll probably just donate. I have some of the action figures that didn't sell. Those I can easily sell online. So I'll probably throw those on. If it slows down a bit at some point in sales, I'll get some of that stuff tossed on just to try to move them. I sold a ton of the McNugget figures.
Nice.
I had like 10 or 12 of those. They sell for like $15 a piece, which is crazy because the Happy Meal is like $12. So anyway, but I got a bunch of them from some friends of mine gave me some, and then I've got a 4-person family here. None of them want the McNugget. Oop, did you reload there?
I didn't, but you froze on my end.
Oh, did I? Oh,
yeah.
Weird. So I picked up a bunch of those McNuggets. So that's been kind of a nice little kicker the last couple of weeks too. Selling some of those. So I did not get the golden McNugget yet though.
No,
that's the big chaser. Anyway, yeah, the Makowski bobblehead. I might bring some of those back to the next show again. We'll see if I want to hang on to them that long. I don't have a box for it or anything. I don't want to pack it up and ship it and do all that and get $5 out of it. I'd rather just throw it on the table at the show.
Right.
It's kind of a nice thing. One thing I noticed was it brought some people over to our table that maybe wouldn't have stopped at our table. Sure. And then maybe they decided, well, let's dig through the card box then. And, seeing some cool toys was kind of a nice little hook on that little end of the hallway there.
That actually reminds me. So I've had those, that old box of pinup bubble gum.
Yeah.
And I bring that to the show. I had 2 of them. I sold 1 so far, but I still have 1 I'm looking to sell. And I went, when we were packing things up at the end of the day, I noticed the box was turned around and the price tag was in the back. And I was like, oh boy, somebody must have been looking at these, huh? And he goes, yeah, it was actually this young kid who kept looking at them.
One of the lady pictures, yeah. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked though, but I love pinup art. I always thought it's a classy way of doing sexy. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it's not nudes or anything. It's tasteful.
Right. It's just enjoying the complexity of a human form, right?
Yeah, it's like the old servicemen marketing type stuff,
Yeah, it's the who they paint on the fighters, right?
On the bombers, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure you'll sell that other box at some point. Just keep hauling it around, it'll go. Scott wants to see if we can share some of our pickups from the show. That's kind of where I scooted away there for a few seconds. I just grabbed some of my 10-cent box buys. I'm going to flip over to my camera and I'll show a few of those. If you want to dig something out, Charlie, you want to show, we can do that. And he's looking for the dime box stuff. So make sure you pull out all those soccer cards. All right, here I go. I'm going to go just me here. Okay, so as I said in the card show video, if you watched that at all, one of my focuses was going to be to pick up some more baseball and some basketball. I'm actually going to take my glasses off because I get too much reflection. And so I kind of stuck to that. With the very first box I went to at Wait, is his name Wade? I want to say it's Wade. At his table was the a basketball box. Now I know nobody had looked at that box yet. It was literally packed to the brim. He doesn't bring cards and refill the boxes, so I knew I had kind of a first crack at it. This wasn't a whole new reset for him. It wasn't like a new collection he had bought. These are boxes he had brought previously, so I knew there wasn't going to be like super awesome stuff in it, but I knew at Dime Cards before my bulk discounts that I would find some stuff. But anyway, let me show you a little bit of what I got here. I feel like I happened to grab a big box of baseball, so I'll start with that. This first one here is Wade Boggs. This is from the EXL cells set. So it's got this cool like frame around the picture card. I'd sold some Wade Boggs recently. I don't have much of it, so I picked some of that up. Greg Maddux is a big seller for me. So here's a just an upper deck, 1996 upper deck, I believe. Found a ton of these in the boxes, so I bought a lot of them. This is Collector's Choice Kirby Puckett, but it's got the silver signature, if you can see that down there. It's got that facsimile signature. Those do pretty decent as a parallel, and if you can buy a parallel card of a Hall of Fame player for 5 cents, kind of what you want to do. And I've been selling a bunch of Kirby Puckett lately too. Ricky Henderson's a huge seller for me, so here's a Stadium Club base card. Cal Ripken Jr. does really well. This is a Leaf Preferred from the Leaf Preferred set. I don't even remember this set. This is from 96 as well. That kind of intrigued me. It's not like a huge fancy design or anything, but Ripken stuff, like I said, it's an easy sell. This one I like. This is Best of a Generation. This is from Upper Deck Silver. So a shiny card, anything shiny you can do fairly well on for 5 cents. 2007 Topps, Greg Maddux with the Padres. Here's a silver signature card that's also got the silver border. This is Trevor Hoffman. He was an amazing pitcher in his day. Found this really cool classic 4-sport Nomar Garciaparra rookie, the chrome version. Nomar hits the ball wicked hard. That's my Boston accent for y'all. Here's another Ricky, classic Ricky sliding in there. Bo Jackson. I will buy any Bo Jackson card I find on this planet for 5 cents. Doesn't matter what it is. This is a 94 Pinnacle base. Found a bunch of these. The true Prism, not this stuff you get from Panini, but the true Prism was from like 93, 94, 95, 96, maybe it went that long. Pacific did a Prism set. So you got these super bubbly, foily cards. You can see the little disco circles in there. This happens to be Randy Johnson. Those cards were expensive. You only got like 3 cards in a pack for $3. And Randy Johnson's a pretty good name, so that's a great buy for 5 cents. It's another silver signature. This is Wade Boggs again. Collector's Choice. I'll just show a few more here. Here's a cool All-Star Collector's Choice insert of Tony Gwynn. So I have some of these players, but it's small stacks compared to my football, like Brady and Favre and, Barry Sanders and all that stuff. So I was building on that. Here's a cool die cut insert of Roger Clemens. Any Nolan Ryan card I would find for 5 cents I would buy. This is 91 Topps, I think. 91 or 92 Topps. And 89 Fleer, Don Mattingly. Kind of a famous card. You see that card once in a while pop up in examples of trading cards. It's not a rookie or anything, of course. This is really cool. Any Pacific stuff I like to buy. They were expensive. Harder to find. This is the Crown Collection. Crown Collection, Ricky Henderson. Do not have any of those cards. Like 99% of the cards I picked up, I do not have any of right now. So that's the other thing. As you expand and you grow your inventory, you're going to have to start buying stuff that you don't normally buy, right? That's the only way to grow. Here's another silver border, silver signature, Mike Piazza. Kind of a cool 90s design there with the sort of the pink leopard print. And let's do two more. I found this really cool. Actually, I found a few of these. And Barry Bonds from Classic Images. Nice, shiny Duflex foil set. They don't make any modern Bonds cards, so I kind of feel like his cards are kind of like Jordan's, where you got to buy the stuff from his playing years because that's it. There's none out there. And then last but not least, I have to show this one. One of my all-time favorite cards. This is Cal Ripken Jr., if you like Cal Ripken. Talking in the dugout on this giant brick cell phone. It's awesome. I did get some silver signature copies of this. I also picked up a silver signature copy at my local card shop. Cal Ripken's got a nice signature, and obviously his auto is fairly expensive, so a lot of people will buy the facsimile ones. It's a one per pack parallel plus, you get kind of a copy of his signature. But yeah, the giant cell phone is a great card. I love those 90s iconic type photos. So that's kind of some examples of what I got on the baseball side. I basically pay. That was the second run. The first run I had some quarter cards in there, so it's kind of hard to say what I paid per card. Averaging it out, I guess I could, but I'd say probably somewhere between 5 and 8 cents a card is what I pay him. So really good prices. Great opportunity to take some chances. All right, Chuck, you ready to show?
Yeah, I can show a few things off.
All right, hold on here. Let me go back to. I think I have to go to here, and then I have to go to you for solo, right?
That sounds right.
Oh boy, how do I do that?
Oh, that's you again.
I know. How do I switch it to you?
You've done it before. I know you can do it.
I know I can take me out of the stage to do it. I'm not sure if I can do it here. Oh, here we go. There you are.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, so I thought it was a pretty good show overall. I'll start with these. I had none of these in my collection, so I found 4 of these guys. I hear he's pretty good. It's a National Trading Card Day card, so it's not high end, but definitely a player that'll move. I've got 7 of this guy too. I never heard of him, so I'm not sure if he's any good either. But someone told me that if I see him, I should pick him up. A few more, 4, 5, 6, 7 of this guy. Kylian Mbappe. Is that how you say that? I'm not sure.
You should just box those up and donate them to me because you don't know what you're doing.
You knew that Goonies purchase was going to come back around, right?
Yeah.
And
that's okay. I got some stars out of that box too that you left behind. So
Harry Kane as well. So a nice little chunk of good soccer, as well as those are the bigger names, but a refractor of Mohamed Salah, and then all these as well, Lewandowski and more Salah, Neymar. How did you say? I say Kevin De Bruyne.
De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Belgian.
So a really nice selection of soccer cards. That was the first box I hit on the day. These went as part of my bulk deal. I probably got those for 20 cents a card. And then also I got a number of F1, my growing affinity for F1. So I got a bunch of Max Verstappen, who is dominant in the sport today. Some Lewis Hamilton in there as well. George Russell, Nick DeVries. There's the Lewis Hamilton. Same set, just packaged for F1. So it was a really good one-stop shop for a lot of that. These F1 cards go for a decent amount as well. Let's see, what else do we have? Some nice Star Wars, some non-sport stuff. If I grab a couple of these out of there, We got some of the greens. There's a Han Solo. We got a bunch of the oranges, and if you remember, Adam was talking about the orange 77 set last week. They had quite a bit of that, so I grabbed most of the ones I saw. Nice little Yoda rookie card. Let's see. I was looking for. Oh, I think it's in the next stack. Another rookie card we talked about quite a bit that was kind of fortuitous that all of a sudden I saw it once we got there. Salacious Crumb. So that's his rookie card as well. Adam, you can probably do the laugh for us if you want.
That's the best I got.
Sticking with non-sport, some nice Beatles cards. It looks like this was a pretty popular set at one time. So I grabbed those.
Those weren't dime box though, right?
These are, yeah. These are.
Oh, really? 10 cent?
Yeah.
And they were top loaded?
Some of them were, yeah. These red top loaders, those are all from the show. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Nice Vader as well. Luke, the old farm boy. So some nice Star Wars in there. Let's see. Going on to the dime box and a little bit more. These were more around that 40 to 50 cents. Lots of nice hockey I found on the day. Dazzlers, some Metal Universe, always popular Metal Universe. Some relics were in there. Let's see here. Quite a bit came through. Nice orange prism here. It's still, I go back to these Metal Universe. They make some really nice cards. And Adam, you're the one who sold me on these sets from them. Just the artistry is really nice. I like the finish. I did get one of the old school prisms like you were showing before. This one's a Mike Piazza. Got some decent parallels for NASCAR. I hit some NASCAR heavier than I would have thought on the day. I actually got a lot of serial numbered stuff too. Haley Deegan numbered at a 299, not the lowest ones, but Dale Jr. out of 299. Those are the red parallels. Joey Logano out of 199, a refractor. Kurt Busch out of 199. Some more modern stuff. A William Byron out of 299. I think he finished like in the top 10 of NASCAR this year. A Richard Petty, Mr. the King out of 199. And Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, if you're into NASCAR. Billy Elliott, red parallel out of 299. So didn't really expect to get any NASCAR, but then some of it just popped out at me and I couldn't resist. Nice Dennis Rodman green prism. Little more NASCAR. Getting color. Lots of color came across in the day. Little bit of WWE. I've got plenty of that, so I didn't hit that much. But when I come across a Cena refractor or the Rock, I usually pick it up. A nice Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart refractor. Those were all pretty cheap cards that I picked up. Jokic, got a Stratus of him. That's a nice set, so I like to pick up those cards when I can. Hit some Topps Heritage, and so it goes back to our what do you want under the Christmas tree, and I talked about usually a lot of the stuff I like is a little quirky. So I got a lot of the non-sport heritage, so the inventors, Alexander Graham Bell, Thomas Edison. I like to have a little bit of that stuff in my store, explorers, just for something different out there. Duke Ellington, entertainer. Just like I said, something a little bit different. People look for all kinds of things out there, so I like to have that variety. And then I also ventured into a little bit more. There were some half off tables and stuff like that, so I will spend a couple bucks on the right card. There's a pink parallel junior. I think I can get close to $20 for that, and I probably spent $2 on it. Again, some more nice NASCAR. This is a numbered out of 10, Kurt Busch. I think they call it Green Explosion Parallel. Again, $2 I paid on that. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get, $10 or more out of that one. So I think sometimes when you can't get to the dollar box you want, I like to go to some of those other budget tables and get some cards that I wouldn't consider in the dollar box, but I think have a lot of meat on the bone. I picked up this Richard Petty fire suit relic out of 25. I got that for $20, but I feel pretty good about being able to double my money on that. Just got to get to the right buyer. Richard Petty is considered the greatest of all time in NASCAR, and has got a strong following. So I will definitely put that out there at $40 and see what I can get. And I'm pretty confident I will find a buyer for that. So I was pretty happy with everything we saw out there at the show. I mean, and then I got some stuff that I'll put out as low end offerings in my store too. I got a lot of Looney Tunes out of the day. I got a couple packages of Looney Tunes filled up just for fun, for those kind of foundational sales in my store too. Again, they have some different things out there. So I was really pleased with everything I saw in there.
Awesome. Yeah, you had some great pickups. I think we've always been very successful at that show.
Yeah, for sure.
I tend to hit the 5-cent box pretty hard there. Try to pick up my super low end stuff that I can get $1.99, $3 for, that kind of thing. Fill the coffers that way. Sell multiple cards, hopefully.
And I should probably expand a little bit on some of these cards that I got that were not value box cards. One of the things that I like to do as I'm bundling out of the value box, and I'll be talking with the dealer and kind of saying, okay, what do you think we're at for this right now? And let's say they come back and they're like, you're probably at $15 right now. And I know that I picked that box pretty clean, and I'm like, it's not going to be much more I want out of that. But I hate dealing in small bills and change all the time. So a lot of times what I'll do is say, okay, we're at 15. What about these low end slabs and the higher cards you have over here? What do you think we could get into to even it out at 20? So I can just give you a 20. Mm-hmm. And I find a lot of times dealers will come down quite a bit on some of those cards, and you can that's where I got some of these other ones as throw-ins in a deal that were discounted pretty well because I was buying a bulk of the low end cards as well.
Yeah, and I try to do that especially with soccer because the big names are kind of expensive compared to some of the other sports.
Yeah.
So I was trying to buy, a pretty good stack of soccer and then say, hey, can you throw in this? Like I got a Ronaldo and a Luka Modric, tossed in on top, and maybe I did that with that. Remember that Mbappe insert I had where he's in like the back of the tank?
Yes.
He's in like the healing tank. That was a throw-in. I got that for like $1, and I ended up selling it for 15. So when you can find soccer, that tends to be my biggest pairing to try to get an extra deal.
You just hit on a rabbit goat hole topic for me. So as we talked about F1 a little bit, my growing affinity for F1, yesterday I watched a biography movie on Michael Schumacher, who is generally regarded as one of the finest F1 drivers ever. And at the end of the movie, they were talking about him as if he passed away. And my wife Jenny asked, "Did he pass?" And I'm like, "I don't think he did." But then they were talking about it like he did. So I did some research, and I forgot he was in a skiing accident in 2013. And he had some pretty serious brain damage from that, unfortunately. He has been in home care ever since then, and there's been no public appearances, no reports about his health. And I got this picture in my head that they've got him at home in a Bacta tank or something, trying to recover. But that is that's 10 years now. Nobody's seen or heard anything about him, but he has not passed. It seems it's kind of
bizarre.
Yeah,
It's a little weird. I mean, he's been out of the limelight for a long time too, so it's people aren't really keeping track of him per se. But F1 has gotten more popular, so you would think he would kind of come up a little bit here and there, but
or they'd bring him out for special events and things like that. I mean, I get it. It was a horrible accident, and he's not the same man he used to be. But you'd think he would want to come out for an occasional thing as well. So it's very, very odd.
That is interesting. Yes, I agree. All right, let's get back to the chat. We're starting to get a little behind here. Urethra says Scooter's getting famous. Watch out. You may actually get credit for pioneering the dollar box YouTubing. Yeah, I think I'm one of the early people on YouTube that was saying, "Hey, go buy this 10-cent stuff and flip it." But yeah, I don't know that I'm the pioneer, but yeah, if people think of it that way, that would be awesome. I wouldn't mind that. Let's see. Bradley says the dime box sales were great. I found a few Dion rookies. Yeah, it's just a matter of digging and finding the time and knowing what dealers are going to have what you need to buy. And it's not just dime boxes. You can do quarter boxes. You can do 50-cent boxes. You can do dollar boxes. You just have to buy the right stuff out of those boxes when you're looking for the resale. So
yeah.
So that final dealer that I bought from, it was pretty much all modern. So he buys, he works with a breaker. So this guy's breaking like cases of stuff at a time. He only wants the big stuff, and then he gets the smaller stuff for basically nothing. So the big name parallel stuff, like Charlie said, a lot of color, is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of color cards I got. Like this Purple Wave Joe Namath, right? Just that kind of stuff. I paid 30 cents top loaded for it. I mean, that's a $4 or $5 card. So like you stack a couple hundred of those up, that's some pretty serious money. So, Patrick Mahomes inserts, for 30 cents top loaded. It's just all day. Those are the kinds of things you can buy and resell. So yeah, know your markets and then buy in bulk. That's where you get, if you could get it for 50 cents a card and then buy in bulk and get it for a quarter a card, now you're talking. You just reduced your expense by 50%. So work those tables and work those dealers as best you can. Urethra's responding to the end listing sell similar. She says you do get the new listing boost. However, you lose your Google indexing. The significance of that is debatable unless you have multi-quantity item. And she's not wrong. If you have a multi-quantity item and you've been selling out of that quantity, you're going to lose your Google placement when you end it in relist. So keep that in mind. Now, I have lots of multi-quantity listings, and I end and sell similar, and it hasn't really hurt me. So I'm going to continue to do that, and I don't want to dig through all those listings and just pull out specific ones that have quantity. So I just keep it rolling. If it's a good product and you are getting sales even when you end and resell or relist, or sell similar, we're not relisting, we're selling similar. You should start getting sales on it right away again anyway. So that's my take on that one. Okay, she's clarifying my UK mini packs. They were 3 cards per pack, and of course you lose 1 card to gum sticking to it. They don't go for as much as the US, but they are desirable. Yeah. I've seen the first series. See, I want a couple sealed packs. It's got Atom Bomb on it, which of course my name is Adam, so that was why I always collected the Atom Bomb, like, but everyone does anyway. He's the iconic graphic or logo. Let's call it that logo for that brand. But anyway, yeah, I've seen the packs for like $15 maybe. So I thought that would be a good one to pick up. I'd like some of the poster packs too. I mean, they're bigger, but they just look cool in the bigger size. All right, Scott says, interesting in your video how polite everyone is. Different vibe in the Northeast for sure. Dealers are direct and sometimes obnoxious. We have a few of those too. I don't go to them, so you probably will never see them in my videos. I did buy from a dealer that I don't normally like to buy from a whole lot, but I dealt with his daughter instead of him, so it was okay. And he had vintage Star Wars. So that's enough to motivate me to make a deal. But yeah, you just try to work with dealers that you like working with.
I had to laugh. There was a dealer I was working with early on in the show on some Marvel cards, and he's like, didn't want to move off of his $1 a card list price. He's like, oh, those are getting so hard to find. Well, at the end of the show, I went to another dealer near our table, and the same cards were there, and I got them for 20 cents a piece. So yeah. It's just knowing which dealers you can work with and which ones you can't, right?
And there's nothing wrong with saying, well, I really want that, but the price doesn't work,
Yeah.
Then
you go, I put them back.
Yeah. You walk away. Yep. Or you pick out a bunch of bulk, let's say it's $1 a piece cards, and you pick out 50 cards, and they don't want to do any better than $50. And you were looking at them like, well, geez, if I get a good enough stack here, I should be able to get them for, $30, $35, $40, whatever.
Right.
And then it's worth my efforts. But I don't know. It's yeah, that's all part of the experience for sure at a card show. Well, let me just say this. And granted, this one gets me more tired because I got to haul stuff back and forth and all that, and it's an early day, but most of the time when I go to a card show, that's when I actually work hard, because Charlie knows I don't like to work. When I get home from a card show, I am beat. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I take a nap in my chair, and I got to reload because it's just a lot. It's intense, and I got, you have to get around. You got to dig through all these boxes, and you have to think about prices, and then make deals, and then kind of budget, and it's a lot. It takes it out of me. Does it? I think it does that to you too, Charlie.
It does, yeah.
Good evening from Texas. Have you ever been to a non-sports card show? I'm planning to go to the 80th non-sport card show in Pennsylvania next May. No, but I want to. I think that would be amazing. I've been to plenty of comic conventions, and there's always non-sport at those. The National Sports Collectors Convention does have some non-sport dealers that are pretty good. I bought a lot of I probably bought 5,000, well, maybe not quite that many. Let's say 3,000 non-sport cards at the sports convention, the National. I actually believe you can probably get a better deal on them at the National Sports Collectors Convention versus if you go to a non-sport show, they're going to price the cards appropriately versus most of the sports card dealers just want to dump them. That's why I said it's a great buy. I just did a whole video on non-sports cards and why it's a good buy. Because people don't look at them. They just, oh, I got these in a pallet. Here you go. Oh, I got these in a collection. Take them all. Right? Just like the guy selling you the soccer,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about soccer. Take them. So anyway, but yeah, a non-sport show would be awesome. I would be totally willing to do that. I don't know that I'm going to go to Pennsylvania for that show, but shoot. Maybe at some point I will. Would you like to go to a show, Charlie, at non-sport? That could be fun,
huh? I'd be interested in that. Yeah. We're always hunting the good non-sport shows around here, but I haven't yet heard of a dedicated non-sports show around here.
That's what I really like about the that Oshkosh show, where it's like part toys and cards and stuff. That's where you can find a little bit more of that. We bought quite a bit of non-sport at that show. There was remember that dealer too that had like all those 2011 and 2012 like football card, like he had all just these. Man, I got so much good stuff out of that. It was, you just don't see those. Like nobody opened cards at that time, and had a nice selection of bulk. Lots of college uniform, veterans and stuff like that type cards. They're just awesome. Scott says he goes back and watches the lives while he's working. I watch 1 Million Cubs and yours. Yeah, I hear that quite a bit. Bo and I are good friends. He just messaged me earlier about all the Sports Illustrated for Kids cards he got in his Goodwill palette. Here, I can show you. So it's funny. Yeah, I met him when I was early on in this, and him too. He came up and did this Green Bay show with us. Or not with us, but he was set up at the Green Bay show. Yeah, here's the picture from Bo rubbing it in that he got all these great Sports Illustrated for Kids cards in his palette. But yeah, we do the same thing, but not the same way. So it's kind of fun to see the differences between us. He does a daily morning live show. Check it out if you haven't seen him. It's 1 Million Cubs. Yeah, does a lot of bull crapping at the beginning of his videos before he gets to his topic. So we're a little similar in that light, I guess, too. I try to stay a little more on track, but hey, is what it is. These are unscripted, folks, right? Urethra says, I like Bo, but I can't listen to a talk about himself for an hour and maybe touch on the topic. Yeah, exactly. He's great, though. I just prefer the two-person setup this show has. Well, we appreciate that. The whole goal behind this show, when we had originally discussed it, was just to have a veteran seller in myself and a newer seller in Charlie, and see how that we could kind of meld those together and we could learn from each other. And then bring in a chat audience where we could try to help them and share some experiences and grow. And consequently, they can bring us information. You guys can bring us information, and we can learn and help you from there as well.
Hopefully, we've all gotten better through it.
I think so. I feel like the flow gets a little better each week. My technical skills have gone downhill, but outside of that, I did fix my laptop camera, so I get a little credit for that, I guess.
I know I continue to learn more things about the business, and when I guess some of the biggest things that I see improvement is in my pickups at shows and in pricing my cards when I put them out on eBay. It gets a little easier, a little quicker. I don't have to truly comp every card. As I do this more and more, I start to get a feel for that's a card that should go for X amount, right? Or I know I've sold cards at this amount,
Yeah, I think what I've learned the most since we've started this show, since it's kind of how we're hitting this topic, is probably more about my marketing and promoting and advertising and getting my store and my brand out there. I spent the first 3 years just building inventory. I wanted stuff to sell, and I had a lot of boxes of my own stuff. I kind of started there and learned on some things and expanded a little bit here and there as I went. And now I feel like I'm at a real store size. Well, I better be at a real store size, and I have to pay bills. But now I feel like, okay, that part is good. My operation is good. I'm still going to grow my operation, but now I can really focus on getting customers and getting attention and offering coupons and using promotions and buying my .com and business card develop, just all the things that, are really required to run a real business. That's where I feel like I've really been able to grow and help from a lot of you guys, that watch the show, help from Charlie, just talking about our ideas, what we like, what we don't like, and getting the new seller's perspective versus my kind of old timey perspective. And it's good. We're going to keep it going as long as we feel like there's,
Old timey. I like that you used old timey.
Old time. Well, that's something like an old timer would say, right? Old timey.
There's I was watching a little recorded wrestling I was catching up on today, and there's a wrestler in AEW named Tony Storm who started a new persona called Timeless Tony Storm, and she does like a 1920s movie actress, and they always show her in black and white and stuff like that. Nice. And that's what it reminded me of when you said old timey.
Very old timey. Average Dave says you guys are lucky to have so many shows. We are. Now, that being said, you don't have to have shows in order to get good inventory. I did 99% of my buying for the first 3 years of building this thing, buying online. So you can do that, and there is a little bit more at your fingertips that way. You can shop any time of the day. It's easier to compare prices. There's some advantages to not shopping at a show where it's very time sensitive, and so don't think that you're out of the game just because you don't have a lot of shows. Now I pretty much buy 90% of my inventory from shows because I feel like I can get better deals, I can work discounts, and I'm not just buying lots and I got to take whatever's in there. I can cherry pick the cards that I want to buy.
Right.
Which when you get to a larger inventory scale, I don't want my 67th copy of a certain card anymore. I want to buy cards that I can add and get good expansion in my store and my business. So that to me is the bigger advantage.
And I know I don't go to every show around, and I don't think you
do. Not
either.
Even close. I don't either.
I might go on a streak where I go to one a month, but there are times it might be 3 months before I go to one too. But one thing I'd like to point out on that is until I started doing this with Adam and started asking about how do you find out about these shows, they were going on and I had no idea about them.
Yeah. They're not well advertised.
Yeah, they do a really poor job of advertising to non-card people, right? Like you have to know someone in this business or in this collecting hobby that knows where to find that information and pass it on to you, or you'll never come across it.
I feel like that's gotten a little better in our area with like Cardboard Legacy starting to kind of build like a more real promotional show type environment. Bo down south with the Madison card show, he's got a really good turnout every month and does some promotion, has a Facebook page for it and things like that. So I feel like there's been some more efforts in that area, but yeah, you just kind of got to know where they are and get onto some Facebook pages and go from there. But I'm like you, I want to try to go to a show once per month. A bigger show like the Green Bay show, I bought, probably 2,000 cards. Smaller shows, I can maybe get a couple hundred, and that's just not a lot of new inventory to add. I end up shopping online kind of in between. I pick up a lot of my non-sport online because I just don't see that much at shows of certain things I want to buy, like these badass Sonic the Hedgehog sticker cards I'll never see those at a show around here. So yeah, you have to go wherever your inventory is and pick it up. So
I did.
If you don't have a lot of shows around you, that does suck, but you can still be a part of all this.
Speaking of stickers, I actually did pick up some 1980 Wacky Packages sticker cards at that show Saturday. Like the Bandage Cigarettes sticker card, the Broke Smoke. You just don't see that stuff anymore.
Yeah, I buy Wacky Packages cards all the time, actually. That's one of my little underground plays, too, because a lot of times you'll see them in, like, diamond quarter boxes. People don't know what to do with them. And a lot of times they're the old ones. It's the 78s, 79s. Yeah. And you can pop those in your store for $2-3 a piece. I usually do $2.99. And they go. I sell them. They're easy to ship. They're real thin. If you sell 3 or 4 of them, you put them in one top load, and they're awesome. So yeah, definitely something worth buying. Urethra says, agrees with Dave. Yeah, it seems like every week they have a great show they can hit up. We definitely have a show every week that we can go to, I would say. Some minor exceptions. There might be some months here or there. Obviously, this month, at the end of the month, there's no shows. Winter can be a little bit tougher around here because we do get, normally, we don't have any snow right now, but normally our winters here, can have their challenges at times. And if it's anything more than a few miles away, if it's a couple hour drive or something, you might not be able to do that in a February or a March. We'll see. Right now we're planning to go to a show in Oshkosh in January, on January 13th, and that's about a 45-minute drive. So, weather depending on that one. But we're got some new fancy tires on my Jeep, so I'm ready to go. Let's hit this winter and go flying. So, of course, when I got new tires, we won't have any snow this year. That's basically,
of course,
the word.
Murphy's Law.
But that also means I don't have to pay my plow guy, and that would pretty much pay for my tires. So
there you go.
Kind of a trade, I guess. Average Dave says he's very jealous of us. Yes, we will have to live vicariously through them. That's one of the reasons I make the show videos. So the first one I did was like, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago, I guess, when shows just kind of came back through COVID. Like, we were still wearing masks at the shows and stuff. And I'm like, is anybody even going to want to watch this? They're all going to their own shows on the weekend. They know what it's like. And then it's like, I got a lot more feedback that was like, oh, we don't have any shows here. It's cool to see how that goes. So yeah, it's interesting to me why an area wouldn't have card shows. You know what? That could be good for you guys. Why don't you put together a show? There's got to be dealers in your area. There's got to be buyers in your area. Cards are not dead. Cards are very much alive. It might be an opportunity for you to get one together. I thought about putting one together in Green Bay, being a show promoter for it, but we have too many in our area. There's only so many dealers to go around. There's only so many buyers to go around. There's only so many venues that can host to go around. And yeah, so I don't do that. I just spend my time buying and selling instead. And that works out pretty well for me. I do. The card show pickup vids are on repeat. Yeah, exactly. They're a lot of work, and like I said, I'm not very good at making videos, so I just try to do my best and at least just have some chunks in there of some things that I think would be interesting to watch, whether that be buys on my side or sells on my side, or even just talking to another dealer or showing you some cards that I find. I think there's value in that, to share that experience. DJN says, going to be my first national ever in July, only because I live an hour away from it. Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing. It's not as big as the Chicago one. It should be about 3/4 of the size, maybe. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. That Chicago show is ginormous. Yeah, the national is great. I try to fill. My goal is kind of to fill 2 monster boxes every time I go to the national each year. That gives me 10,000 cards that I can kind of leave securely in some boxes, and I can grab some stacks when I don't have other stuff to list and get them moving. I had a bunch of non-sport that I just listed that I got back in July, and I sold a ton of them already. A bunch of Batman Forever holograms, some Superman sticker cards. I got some Batman or some Superman Returns cards that were like exclusive 1 per special tin or something, which I had no idea about. Didn't know what they were. Just, I knew they were, inserts because they had strange numbering on the back and didn't look like the other cards. So of course I bought them. I got them for 2 cents a piece. I sold each one for $8. There's pretty solid returns in some of that stuff. So the National is a great opportunity to, if you can't find it at the National, you probably haven't tried because they have everything. And it's very overwhelming. Make sure you go to all the days because you cannot do it all in one day. That's for sure. All right, you boys can appreciate those pinup gals. I'm more than comfortable ogling trading cards of The Rock in his briefs. Well, that's fair. Fair is fair. Yeah, exactly. It's like you read my mind. Gabe, yes, MD Sports Card says Gabe. Yep. I was talking earlier about the our 10-cent dealer over there, Charlie.
Yeah.
On that back wall, and for some reason I was tripping on his name. I did say Gabe, but yeah, that's who it is. Such an easy guy to deal with too. I usually go up there and I'll be like, "Hey, I got $20 sticker price, out of your boxes. Would you take 15?" Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know he's just moving that stuff to get it out of the way, and he does stuff with the big stuff. So I appreciate it because he's helping us out too. We're taking it off his hands, but he's also leaving some meat for us. A lot of meat for us on those cards, which is nice. I always think of Cheers when I hear Wade Boggs. I don't know that reference. I don't watch Cheers, so I'll take your word for it. Cheers and The Simpsons. Boggs has a little bit of pop. Yes, you're right. Wade Boggs was a character on Cheers. Or on The Simpsons. That I do remember. That I remember. Who is the Simpsons reference? I don't recall. I'll have to look it up. He's correct. Wade Boggs is on The Simpsons. Retro, if you get the chance, watch that episode. It's so good. They made an action figure of him, I think, too. A Simpsons Wade Boggs figure. I remember. Which is kind of interesting. Sold quite a bit of the Twister movie Donruss cards this week.
I don't
I
know
would buy
about
those. If I found them for the right price, I would buy them.
I watch that movie every spring.
Nice. The Helen Hunt went T-shirt show.
Yep. Van Halen soundtrack. Yep.
Yep. Solid. I like adding in the non-sport keeps things moving. Also, ever have a dealer continue to take back $15 to $25 you find in their $2 box? No. If that happened to me, I would not buy from them. So if they put it in the wrong box, that would be there. Now, I have been honest, and you've seen this in videos before. For example, one of the soccer dealers we have in the area, I haven't seen him set up in a while now, but he had a Kamavinga Topps Stadium Club Chrome rookie in a box, but it was the refractor. Refractors on some of those cards are really hard to tell if they're dark because they don't shine a lot. It's not real silvery like Prism.
Yeah.
And that should have been like a $20 card, and he had it in a quarter box or something. So I did grab it and I showed it to him, and I'm like, is this supposed to be in here? And he's like, well, no, but it is. So you get it for a quarter. So be upfront and say, hey, did you mean to put this in here? But generally when I'm buying, first of all, I don't buy a lot of 15. I don't even shop a lot of $2 boxes for the most part. But when I'm buying, it's going to be bulk. So I'm going to say, hey, I got $52 cards here. That would be $100. I'll give you $70. They don't generally dig through them in most of my experiences around here. So would you say you kind of get the same experience? Or
at card
maybe
shows,
out of a $2 box they'd want to look at them, but out of the dime boxes, no, they don't look at any of that stuff.
At the card shows I don't. At some of the LCS I go to, sometimes they do dig through them and see exactly what you get. But card shows typically no. And I had the same experience Saturday that you were talking about. I was going through I think it was a 50-cent box and found a card. It was like a rookie or second year card of somebody, and it even had a $5 tag on it. And I gave it to the dealer and I said, hey, I don't know if this is supposed to be in there. If that's truly a 50-cent card, I'll buy that all day. But I thought I'd check with you first. And he's like, oh yeah, that's not supposed to be in there. But then I ended up making a deal for like an Alex Bregman X-Fractor rookie card for like half off. And I think because I did that, he was willing to work with me. So, you're always leverage anything you can when you're working through those.
Well, and honesty pays. This is kind of a on your honor hobby to some degree. And, when we go to these shows, we see the same dealers all the time. We see the same customers all the time. We have our regulars who dig through our dime boxes every time at the KI show. They know right where we are. My Favre buyers, I don't put anything out on the table. They come find me. and know I'm going to have stuff for them. So I don't think you want, just like anything else, you don't want to screw up that relationship for a $15 card. That's the way I see it. Euritzer says, if I learned anything from this show, and I most certainly have, of course, is that Lionel Messi is a pickup.
Unless, is that how you say his name? Is that what it is?
It's Lionel, actually. Lionel. Now, this is very important. I want everybody in this chat to listen. Messi is a pickup unless I'm at that show. Then you leave the Messis for me. Don't burn your teacher.
They wouldn't have made it to you. Someone else would have grabbed them.
Yeah, I was standing right next to you. I would have been in that box right away.
You were multiple tables away. You were still bringing stuff in.
I would have given up my football box to hit that soccer box. I handed you a JJ Watt card.
You did, which I think I'm going to keep for myself in my JJ Watt multi-card.
It's an awesome card.
Yeah.
It's an awesome card. And it was 25 cents.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is Charlie scoring those tarjetas? Stay football. Yeah, exactly. Stealing my football. National Trading Card Days are bread and butter, just solid movers. Exactly. That's what I told them. I've bought big stacks of those before. You actually can get them pretty cheap because dealers got them and they got stacks of them. They're supposed to hand them out, and of course they don't or didn't, for whatever reason. I've bought, mainly the soccer, of course, but I've bought stacks of Lionel and Holland and stuff like that. You left all the Jude Bellinghams, the Julian Alvarez rookies. You left those, which are actually worth more than any of the other cards.
I was considering.
I found my meat. There was meat in that box.
And I actually said that to you. I said, there's still meat in there for you because I know I don't know all my names in soccer yet. You said, should I even still go to it? And I said, absolutely. There's still meat in there.
Yeah, I found a pretty good stack. And I found some stuff in the Prism card soccer as well. I don't know if you pulled anything out of the Prism at all, but
I don't think so, no.
But I found a few pretty good cards in there. And then I found that Julian Alvarez rookie rain parallel out of Donruss.
Yeah,
I showed you that on the chainmail or whatever you call it.
Yeah,
that was a really good buy. So, yeah, there's just because somebody's gone through a box doesn't mean there isn't still stuff in there that you want to buy. That's a good lesson as well. Getting to the box first is nice, and that's what you want. Now, that being said, while you were in there, I was the first one in that football box, and I found some really good stuff in there. So, you can't be in every box at the same time. So, let's see. Wow, a numbered out of 10 for $2. Yeah, we do see stuff like that, especially when it's a dealer who isn't interested in that particular sport or card. You can generally get some decent deals out of them. I got I don't have it on me right now. I got a Barry Sanders purple select parallel for 30 cents, numbered to 75. It's not numbered out of 10, but it's also Barry Sanders. That's a much better seller, price seller than a NASCAR driver. So, yeah, they're out there. Sometimes people just didn't see the serial numbering on it. There's so many parallels nowadays, and if you're going through stacks and stacks of stuff at a time, just top loading them and throwing them in a box, you're gonna miss some of those. I also, in that same box, I found a Dan Marino out of 75. So, yeah, good stuff. As a matter of fact, I think I have the Marino right here. I can show you that one. So this is the Marino, and it's very unassuming because it looks like the base card. This is what it is, right? Doesn't look different. Doesn't have any fancy design to it. But if you look in that bottom left corner, you can see it. 61 of 75. So I think it's the glossy parallel, which is numbered out of 75. So it's literally the exact same card. It just has a shinier surface. Mm-hmm. But in a top load, you can't even tell that.
Yeah.
Right?
Sometimes they're tough to see.
Yeah. So, yeah, just got to use your eyes and take every opportunity you can to try to get the right stuff. Brad wants to know if I could put aside the Mikowski bobblehead until the Green Bay show. I'm interested for $5. You got it, dude. It's yours. Remind me though, because that's going to be April. April is the next show. April, what was it? 24th or something like that. It was later in the month, I think. I'll have to go back and check, but yeah, I'll bring it with me, no problem. The Oak Creek, Wisconsin USPS distribution center is struggling big time. Mail sitting for weeks, very short staffed. I had an eBay card mail from Eau Claire to Grafton, sat there 2 weeks there. I haven't had that experience, but most of my mail, I'm in a Green Bay hub, and most of it doesn't go to Oak Creek. It ends up going to whatever is the most appropriate hub after that. Obviously, if it's something that I'm sending to South Wisconsin, it would go there, but a lot of times I see mine go right from Green Bay to like Minneapolis, or there's one in Illinois. I can't think of the city. It's not Palatine. There's an Illinois one. I don't remember. But anyway, a lot of times I see mine and it's not going to Oak Creek. So, but yeah, I could see Oak Creek struggling. There's a guy at my local show I buy from who puts boxes of 300 cards for $29. So up 10 cents a card, basically. What's in it? Are they any good? For $20, they're modern, lesser known rookies, so they are slow movers. Yeah, I don't know if we've really talked about that on this show, but when I go to a dime or a quarter box and it's like just a bunch of like this Hightower Chronicles rookie in it, that's not the stuff I buy. I don't buy that stuff. I don't want the scrub rookies who are never going to get anywhere. 99.9% of any player in any sport that gets into the big leagues is not going to make it. They're never going to make a name for themselves. So I go in and I look for the Cal Ripken, the Barry Bonds, the, Wade Boggs, Ricky Henderson. Those are the players that I buy. I'll buy base cards of those guys all day long before I would buy a rookie card of some scrub who's never going to amount to anything. That being said, I do buy all autos of any player for 50 cents or less of real brands. So not like Sage Hit and some of those junk brands. And, unless their names I know, but like, Wild Card here is okay stuff. Prism Draft, rookie autos, things like that. Those I would buy because there aren't as many of them. There's autograph collectors, even college collectors, things like that. They have a mom. The mom wants their autograph. So when I'm box digging, I'm looking for the thing that I can resell, not somebody else's castaways for the most part. Let's see. Did you used to look for large lots of cards online before? I never find too many deals on eBay and such. Yes, and 99.9% of the time, that's where I'm buying them is on eBay, and I'm pretty darn good at it. I've kind of perfected my moves on eBay to get some good deals, and it can be hit or miss. I could search for a couple hours and not find anything to buy, or I could just pop on there for 10 minutes and I just showed Charlie a couple lots that I bought yesterday of some non-sport stuff. So yeah, I kind of look at what are my holes right now. What would I like to get to add to the store? And I was really low on Simpsons stickers. I'm really low on Turtles stickers now too. So I got to find a Turtles lot, but I haven't had any luck last couple of days. I found some of those Fright Night stickers. Yeah. Those were awesome for me. Yep, Frightflix. I found some the early Incredible Hulk, the 1970s Incredible Hulk stickers do well. So I've bought those, but I had, I was low on the Simpsons, and I found a really nice big Simpsons lot. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for, I guess. But yeah, figure out how you want to do your searches and stuff like that, and try to be as consistent with it as you can. And sorry, I had to respond to my wife there. But just try to try to do some searches and try to figure out a good way to do it. I know some people go to like sport lots and they'll buy stuff on there. Some people will go to ComC, just pick out a whole ton of cards, that they want as individual cards, so you can kind of cherry pick like you would a dollar box, and then get them all shipped to you at one time. So it's the $4.95 shipping. But if you get 100 cards, that's not a bad deal then for the shipping.
Right.
Well, if you get 100 cards, maybe they charge more. I don't know, but you don't want to buy one card and pay $4.95, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So as long as you can go on there and find some quantity of stuff, the shipping should be okay then at that point. Flipping Sports Guy has joined us. Hey all. Hey to you as well. Thanks for joining us. It's the Flipping Sports Guy again. I normally see you in the non-sport live shows. Non-sport live shows. I want to know more about that. That sounds fun. I'm really enjoying the non-sports. I love the variety of it. Sold a couple more Starline cards today too, Charlie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's see. I'll just pull one up here. I didn't recognize the name. Maybe you will. Edward G. Robinson. It's a black and white photo of a guy. I don't know who he is.
Who the heck is that?
Because I don't read the bios. I don't put any of that in the title. I just put the name.
Yeah. Was he like a news reporter or something?
No, he was an actor.
Edward G. Robinson.
He was in The Bright Shawl, Night Ride, Little Caesar, Hatchet Men, Barbary Coast, Kid Galahad. We're talking like 20s and 30s.
Yeah, yeah.
So nothing that I would have.
Yeah, I remember hearing the name, but I couldn't have named his work.
Yeah, so I got almost 250 cards for $10, and I've sold probably 30 or 40 of them already. Some of them for pretty good money, and then a lot of them for like $1.99, $2.99. So good movers, consistent.
Yeah.
Urethra says, "Hey Paul." Degen says, "Hey Sports Guy." They must all know this guy. I mean, it's like we're just having a party in here.
Yeah.
Scott says, "I think I've thrown out collector's choice cards from my collecting days in the 90s. I guess I should have kept the Hall of Famers." You'd be surprised, because it was funny. I was just thinking about this the other day. I remember these collector's choice packs. They were like 89 cents for 10 cards, right? They were like the kids' cards. And nobody wanted them, and and all that whole story. And now they do really well. Like even collector's choice, like Kobe rookies do like $30-$40. Like it's crazy how that stuff comes around. What was the other one I was going to show that? These cards are awesome. Like Triple Play and Fun Pack. Remember the Fun Packs? Where they had like the temperature pressing cards,
yeah,
the folding cards, and they had all those little gimmicky things. Nobody kept that stuff because that was for kids, right? They weren't real collector cards and all that. Those are good cards. Those are great to buy. They remind you of being a kid because you probably got those packs. I couldn't buy a bunch of Stadium Club packs at $3 a pack. There's no way. But I could buy some Triple Play cards for 85 cents a pack, or Collector's Choice or whatever. Collector's Choice was smart. They did all these facsimile auto cards, the silver signature and the gold signature ones and stuff. People love those. You probably aren't gonna, most people probably aren't gonna pony up to buy a Derek Jeter auto card, but you can get a cool card with his autograph on it. That still at least has some rarity. It was one. The silvers were one per pack, and then I think the gold was like one a box or something.
Right.
But the silver signature Jordans go for like $15 to $20, and those were 85 cents a pack,
Yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, don't sleep on Collector's Choice. They sell, I sell a bunch of them. So now, like a regular base card, like this is a Jose Canseco, the silver with silver signature. But let's say this is a regular base card. I mean, you're going to get like $1 for it. I would ask $1.99. I get $1 in fees when it sells. So I get $1. So most of them are not going to be ginormous money. But you throw that little parallel on there, and that 10-cent card they could turn into $1, which isn't bad if you're selling a bunch of them. It's 10xing, right? But now, well, and I don't pay a dime anyway, but let's just say for posterity's sake, since that's the sticker price. Now you buy the parallel version for 10 cents and you can sell it for $3 or $4. Now you really got something, right? Because those eBay fees are still going to be the same amount. You're still going to lose that $1 in there or what, right around there, right? To shipping and eBay fee and all whatever. But now you have that extra boost from that parallel being there. It's more likely to sell because it's a little bit rare. It's a little bit more desirable. And you can also get that little bit more for it. So those are the things that are kind of the game changers in my mind. When you're looking at pennies, tripling your pennies matters.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, random question. What are each of your favorite items you get at Quick Trip? Charlie, I'll let you start off on this one.
We both agree that the Quick Trip cinnamon rolls are the bomb. Nobody can touch them.
I bought a nice big pack of those for the show. They were enjoyed by all, I think. That's by far my favorite Quick Trip item. If we're talking like hot food bar item, I would probably say the big beef hot dogs. They got the thick ones. I like those. You cannot get like a really good beef hot dog anywhere. Name a place that sells them, like made. You can buy them and make them yourself, but like on a nice hot dog griller rolling machine where it's done properly, like Quick Trips, that's it. That's the only place I can think of. So to me, that's kind of that would be the thing I would go there to get to eat. Their cheeseburgers are not very good,
Our staples are the chicken tenders.
Yeah, chicken tenders. They're Mojos, the potato wedges. Those are pretty decent. So, how much did you sell that actor card for? I'm not familiar with him. I sold it for $1.99. So I end up with about $1. It wasn't promoted, so I don't lose the promotion fee. So it's probably gonna be about $1 in costs to get it out the door. But I paid like not a penny for it. So, I mean, basically all profit. I found some 1980 Empire Strikes Back cards in a box I had. Don't think they are worth much. No, send them all to me. Look them up. Some of them are. Now, here's the key to that set. Charlie pointed it out earlier when he showed one of the cards. That's the first set of cards that Yoda is ever in. And Yoda matters. Whether you like Star Wars or not, Yoda matters. He's a pop culture icon. He's been merchandised to death. Everyone knows. Go up to somebody who's never seen Star Wars and ask them if they know who Yoda is, and they probably do. Everybody knows. Oh, yeah, right. The little voice and the backwards talking. The pig Latin that he speaks, and so a game changer. The other thing is that's the first appearance. Well, other than the holiday special, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
But it's the first time that Boba Fett is in any cards, and he's also iconic, and everybody knows him in pop culture, whether you know Star Wars or not. He had his own show. There was a Boba Fett series that was on Disney Plus, a year ago. So those are legit things to buy and sell. Star Wars will never go out. They'll always have a market.
What about Lando cards? How do they do?
I sell a few here and there. I actually just sold one yesterday, just a base card from Empire Strikes Back. I tend to do better with the subset or parallel cards where it's like the featured card of him, character card of him, or the profile, or
like star files,
or the sticker card, stuff like that. But that's the same for all non-sports. Generally, the not base cards is really what you want to do. I do buy base cards Star Wars. That is kind of an exception because there are a ton of collectors of it, and I sell a ton of it. So if you can get a good stack for a good price, they're definitely worth it. Now, like that Simpsons lot I just bought, the base cards, I'm just going to lot those off and sell them because there isn't a lot of money you can make on an individual card. I do that with the Turtles. I mainly buy those lots for the sticker cards. And the reason I like buying the ones that have cards with it is I can lot off those cards into 10, 12 card lots and get $2-3 a piece for them. And it'll generally pay for all the sticker cards, which is where I actually can make money. So to me, those are kind of like I sell those to sort of pay for the lot.
Yeah.
And then the sticker cards, I'll hold on to those and price them, a slightly above market, and I'll get that for them over time. Flipping Sports Card Guy is a nice YouTube channel, sells lower end cards like you guys. I will have to check that out. Watch Paul's shipping videos and critique his envelope licking. He loves that. Somebody did that in one of my videos, so now I don't lick envelopes at all. So
I don't lick any either.
Costco has a good dog. Yes, Costco does have a good hot dog. You're correct. The Costco is nowhere near where I live though. And I do have a Costco membership, but I get delivery. I don't ever go to the store. There's people there.
A hot dog.
I don't think they would. You know what? I hadn't thought of that. I wonder if they would bring the hot food bar stuff. It probably wouldn't be very
reheat it.
Yeah. But that store has people in it, so I don't go. So. Costco hot dogs are good. Yeah, we just talked about that.
I think we found a rabbit hole.
I guess so, yeah. Keith is here. Thanks for joining us, Keith. What's up, guys? I dug through some quarter boxes at my LCS yesterday, found a Panini VIP Dan Marino that he got at a convention, Stephon Diggs score rookie, a Patrick Mahomes prism base, etc. Perfect. Those are all cards that I would have bought as well. And I just talked about that recently in a video too. Actually, my pickups video is going to have, I don't even think I told you this, Charlie, but I just went to the card shop again right before the card show, and I bought another stack of cards.
Oh, did you?
Out of the 50-cent box. Yeah, and I sold a bunch of them already too.
Yeah, it was in there today.
It'll be in my pickups video. I show which ones I got.
But yeah, back Friday to pick through that box again.
He when I talked to him, he was actually considering dropping them to a quarter. He's just trying to finalize them and get them out. Now, that being said, do I pay a slight premium to buy some of those cards from him, even at the discounted 50-cent price? Yes. But, and I don't know if you know this, but half the money goes to the Boys and Girls Club.
Right. Yep.
So I don't know if I talked about that at all in any of the videos, because I don't want, oh, you do it for charity. I'm not seeking anybody's appreciation for participating in charity events. But anyway, my point is, I feel a little better about, kicking in a little bit. Great local store owner. He's been there for 40 years. I bought cards from him when I was 9 years old. So I like to give some of that business. There's a lot of cards in there that I don't find other places. I got a John Belushi mini card.
Did you?
Yeah, from Allen and Ginter for 70 cents. I got a Derek Jeter, the 4-player Topps rookie card for 75 cents. Like I found some pretty good deals in there. I got some Roberto Clemente like commemorative cards that were like a top series or something like that. And I don't see that.
Through all his vintage boxes too?
Oh yeah, I bought a bunch of vintage stuff, and I've sold a lot of that recently too. Yeah, you have to look. There is stuff where you do not want to buy it, but there's opportunities in there. And when I dig, I generally will find a stack. Each time I go. I think those 50-cent boxes now, I'm not going to do anything with them. It drops them to a quarter. Now I'm probably back in the game. But I found a bunch of gold parallel prism basketball cards in there.
Yeah.
The old prism, the real prism, not this new Panini stuff. And 50 cents a piece. He gives me a 10% discount. So you get you get them for 45 cents, right?
Yeah.
Top loaded. They're top loaded, some value there, but yeah, I had got one of them was one of the golds was a Dikembe Mutombo. Another one was a Piatkowski rookie. I sold that one today for $3.50.
Yeah.
So some good flip stuff out of there. Mustard, onions, and pickles and jalapeno slices. Give me a dog. Yes, and no ketchup. Ketchup is evil. Where is the National this year? I'm in Connecticut, so waiting for it to be sun. I don't know what that means. Soon. The National this year is in Cleveland, Ohio. So if you're in Connecticut, it's not a super long haul, but yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of driving for you. Somewhere on the East Coast? Nope. Oh, he's waiting for it to be somewhere on the East Coast. I don't know that that's going to happen. They really try to keep it central, just so that everybody can get in there. So central people are fortunate, which is us, because we're right there for most of those. And then, but East Coast and West Coast can come in because you're not going across the whole country. That's why they kind of do it that way. There's also a little bit more of a card presence in the Midwest. So it's in Chicago like every other year or a couple of years in a row. Chicago sees the show quite a bit. Also very affordable for lodging and travel and stuff. Oops, I skipped one. They may even be able to sing Yoda by Weird Al Yankovic to you. Maybe. Yo, 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 Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. Beef hot dogs and chicken tenders are awesome. Honestly, everything is great. Actually, I'm heading there shortly for a late night meal. I do not go to Quick Trip for a meal. I will grab something here or there, but yeah, the food isn't good enough. It's also really expensive. One time I bought like a sandwich and then I got like the cheesy breadsticks and something else and a soda, and it was like $11. I'm like, dude, I can go to like Culver's or a real place for $11.
We find we'll spend less if we go pick up chicken and stuff at Quick Trip than we do grabbing McDonald's or something.
Well, yeah, McDonald's is gross though.
Yeah.
McDonald's is very overpriced now. I still have my original 77 and 78 Star Wars figures and toys. I think I'll give them to my son someday. They're nostalgic to me. They are also valuable if you have them complete, meaning you need the weapons and all that good stuff. I have a Costco down the street, but I haven't had their chicken tenders yet. I didn't know they did chicken tenders at Costco. Okay, I'm hungry now. Yeah. I just learned about the Jackson Menendez brothers hoops card. Turns out, sure enough, I have at least one in my huge box of unlisted hoops. Yeah, actually, Bo just got one in his pallet too, which is interesting. I picked those up here and there. I think I just showed one of those to Charlie the other day when I was like, "Hey, what did you see on this card?" And it's got the Menendez brothers sitting courtside. Same thing with the Sam Vincent card. Remember I showed you that one because it's got a picture of Jordan in his number 12 jersey.
Yeah.
For the one game that his jersey was missing, he had to wear a different jersey. And it's Jordan, so it matters. But yeah, those little error type things are something that. One time I had a Bo Jackson 1990 Donruss card that I sold. I shipped it out, and the guy messaged me. He's like, "Oh, this isn't the right one," and I'm like, "Yeah, it is. It's the one in the." And he's like, "No, this one doesn't have the period at the end of this sentence or whatever, and I need the one with the period. I need the one with the period at the end of the sentence." And I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. But there was all these little crappy, errors back in the day. So people collect some of that stuff. Card Vibe has joined us. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thanks for logging in. McDonald's overpriced. Wait, where did it go? There it is. Dang, Culver's is the goat of overpriced. You can go butcher a cow and fry the burger faster. Culver's and McDonald's are pretty evenly priced. And I think Culver's food is way better than McDonald's, in my opinion.
I would agree.
Yeah,
Culver's has a strong following. Midwest.
Sam Vince. Well, there's a McDonald's right next to the Culver's over here, and you could go in the McDonald's and drive right through, pick up your food, and leave. There's no one ever there. And Culver's has lines and people parked waiting, and a person at the drive up to try to help make the orders go quicker. And so clearly, McDonald's does not have any stronghold on the fast food. Sam Vincent Hoops, we just talked about that. Palette video is super interesting. Only watched about half. Huge time suck to go through. The thrill of the hunt is fun. The only reason, like, I would maybe do a palette once a year or something, just because I could take the leftovers and get some new dime boxes out of it. Obviously, I would want good stuff. Any good stuff I would keep. I don't know if you watched that video, Charlie, but Bo gets card palettes from Goodwill once in a while, and he just got one and kind of did some unboxing, and he got some pretty nice stuff in there. Some really nice rookie Sports Illustrated for kids stuff. He got a couple of Jim Kelly rookies, couple of Randall Cunningham rookies, like stuff that really shouldn't have been in there was kind of in there. But yes, total crap. I mean, you could get literally just 90s commons, boxes of them, and can't really do anything with that stuff. Let's see. My Series 1 packs just made it to assembly stage at PSA. It's only been a month. Hopefully you get good news. Yeah, I heard PSA is getting behind right now. So now if it's maybe because of the holidays or what. Let's see. What's up, fellas? Joining late. Baseball card curmudgeon has joined us. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, a little bit late. We're probably going to hang it up pretty soon. We're at a 2-hour mark here. But
is that with or without the first 15 minutes that we weren't live?
Without. So we're at 2 minutes and 20 or 2 hours and 20 minutes right now. People that spend 20 plus years in prison say one of the things that shocked them the most is the price of McDonald's these days. Yeah, I'm sure. They don't know that this. I guess, I mean, if you can't eat McDonald's, you wouldn't know the prices, but you'd think you'd still kind of stay up on what's going on in the outside world. Most prisons still have internet access and stuff for inmates, but anyway.
I wouldn't know.
What do you mean there's no more dollar menu? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's
so one of the things I like
$1.99, right?
Right. And there's like 2 items on it.
Yeah.
One of the things I like to do, I pick up Luna from school most days, and one of the things I like to do is Taco Bell does a happy hour, a soda happy hour, and they have Baja Blast. It's an exclusive to them. So once in a while, I'll go through the drive-thru, and for $2, I can get 2 Baja Blasts, and I'll bring that to her. So you can find some deals here and there, but yeah, you kind of gotta. No, if you're going to eat at McDonald's, you have to order in the app. That's the only way to get a good price, because they have some decent deal offers in their app.
I didn't know that.
Yep. McDonald's prices off major highway are egregious. Yeah.
Or in an airport.
Here. I always say this stuff, and you guys already said it. I should just read ahead. Got to use the app. He's absolutely correct. They are a criminal, weren't smart enough to stay out, so they probably have no idea what inflation means. Fair point. Yeah, I'm guessing they're not like monetary geniuses by any measure. They could be white-collar crimes, though. You never know. Pretty sure they keister in cell phones to the homies. Keister in.
Been watching too much Orange is the New Black.
That's how you get pink eye. You don't want pink eye. Let's see. Heck, even a small coffee is $3 here. Crazy. Yeah, drinks have gotten ridiculously expensive. Most of the time I have a family of 4, so that, well, you do too. So that changes things. It's just me and my wife. I'd be like, whatever, I'm going to buy the meal and you'll get the drink. Now it's like, I can buy not the meal and save $10 or $15 on the drinks. And we can go home and get our own damn glass of water, or, juice or whatnot. That Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, you can get 20% off if you spend $10 in the app using the deal.
I didn't
You
know
get
that.
points. You get points too towards free meals. They do they have like deals of the day type things where you can buy one Whopper and get one free. Well, now you're looking at like $4.50 and you get two good sized sandwiches. Now it's not so bad. So
The downside is you die 5 years sooner.
don't go there every day, Charlie. Don't go there every day. It's like, stay out of my soccer boxes. And the pink ear.
Pink ear.
Pink ear. Merle. Oh, I'm gonna get this wrong. Merle in. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening to you, Merle. Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate you. Watching your live eating a corn dog, 3-piece tenders with barbecue sauce, Urge nacho chips. Ooh, I do like Urge nacho chips. I would agree with that one. Reduced 2-pack of fritters and a diet Fago Cola. Dang,
I like
dude,
the fritters.
You are loading up, man. Good for you.
I remember a day when all you could get for fritters were apple fritters. Now you can get cherry and all kinds of other flavors.
I don't eat cooked fruit, so I don't know. I've never had one. I don't eat pie. I don't eat any of that stuff.
It's not real fruit.
That's probably true. It's just like syrup or something. Ugh. Nope. Arby's has 4 roast beef sandwiches for $10. That's not too bad.
They have the meats.
At $2.50. Though I got one of their regular roast beef sandwiches not too long ago because it was all I wanted. I wasn't real hungry. And there is not much to that, man. It is just you get a little.
It's not piled high.
No, no, and this is a little tiny bun, and that's one thing I've noticed about Culver's. Culver's has not raised their prices, but I don't know how often you go there. When the last time was you went there? Their portions are small. They've shrunk them down quite a bit. McDonald's undefeated until I get a Chick-fil-A. We have a Chick-fil-A. I don't go there. I go to Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Love Popeyes.
Oh, I hate it.
Oh, so good. Just opened Chick-fil-A 2 miles from me. Don't get the obsession, honestly. Me either. Their chicken is like 10% as good as Popeyes. I'm not a chicken fan. What's going on here? What's all the
turned it into a Food Network chat?
I guess. Ordered 2 vodka drinks in Vegas, and bartender said that'll be $49. Oh,
it's like that Progressive commercial where the guy orders a salad and it's like $24, and he's like, "Oh no, I was just paying for mine."
Yeah. Food is insane. Now, that being said, I watch a lot of like economics report type stuff. That's kind of my side jam. And food prices are plummeting. They're supposed to. The labor costs are the bigger issue. That's why they haven't just dropped with the deflation as it is. But that's supposed to drop quite a bit. The bigger problem is getting the food from one place to another in a timely fashion if you don't have the labor to do it. Because unlike a lot of goods like baseball cards, for example, it doesn't matter if those get to a place timely, right?
Yeah.
But it does if you're, selling pork. So, they're trying to cut the spoils. That being said, I don't know if you've bought any pork lately, but it is super cheap. It's gotten way down there. So hopefully we'll see more and more kind of dropping.
Not a big pork fan.
Yeah. I like roasts and stuff once in a while. Yeah, well, man. Bacon's always expensive. Not much meat in the Arby's sandwiches, but the horsey sauce is good. Horsey sauce is nothing special. It is just horseradish.
I like to mix the horsey sauce and the Arby's sauce.
Yes, I agree. That's a good play. But you can't put much on it when you get this much meat.
Yep.
Unless you just like the sauce. Popeyes is the bomb. Yep. Gross. Popeyes is so nasty. Just like Bo. Yep. Love it. Bo. Popeyes. Get the Popeyes seasoning to sprinkle on. Ha! Funny you should mention that. I did not know they had packets of the Popeye seasoning, the Cajun seasoning. Now that I do, I always ask for extra, and I open the little packets, and I have a little like seasoning container, one of the little shakers, and I take my packets and I pour them in my little container. Now I'm hoping to fill that up one day, so I have all the Popeye seasoning I could ever want.
You can have it.
It's a low-end food channel now. You're correct.
Yeah.
click the like. Yes, please give us a like for I like Popeyes, I hate Popeyes. I like McDonald's, I hate McDonald's. Either way, you're gonna win because we have all sides of the argument, that's for sure. Yeah, it's the average Dave's knows I work in food production. It's been rough. Yeah, it's not necessarily the products itself that are expensive. It's the logistics and the timing and the labor shortage, and there's just all these things that the prices just can't come down because of that yet. I'm gluten-free, not by choice. Expensive to eat out. Pizza's like $15. I think you guys need to get out of Green Bay. Small portions at Arby's. Ours gives plenty of the regulars at 4/10. I don't know what that means. 410. I don't know. Yeah, I don't eat a lot at Arby's. Usually if I go to Arby's anyway, I do like their chicken. I like the French dip. I'll order that. Their gyros are really good. I don't get a lot. I'm not a big roast beef guy, so I'll tell you the biggest thing, and this still bothers me to this day, and it shouldn't. But I'll tell you the biggest thing that upset me with Arby's. So, at my last house I was at, we had an Arby's that wasn't too far away. It was in it's one of those like gas station and then a fast food place, right? And so I'm like, oh, Arby's, and like hardly anyone goes there. It's not like a super busy place. It's not off the highway or anything like that. So I go driving through there and I get up to the window and to order, and I'm like, yeah, I want, these roast beef sandwiches. And the lady says to me, oh, I'm sorry, we're out of roast beef. And I'm like, dude, you're Arby's. That's what you do. That's it. Now they sell hamburgers, but maybe that's why. But I was like, you really don't have our roast beef? What the hell am I supposed to order from here then? And grabbed a couple other things off the menu. It was fine, but when I got home, I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to go to Arby's ever again. Like literally the one thing they sell, they didn't have, come on. So anyway, my 3 card says middle of an 8-day card show in the Twin Cities. 8-day card show. Whew. I don't know if I could do that.
That's impressive. Wiped. Yeah.
I'd get wiped. I don't know. The 5-day national is a killer. It is a lot of hours on the feet. It's a lot of neck bending at boxes. It's a lot of walking. It's a lot of carrying cards around and a lot of noise. It's just, and then the Chicago one, they don't have air conditioning. So, Chicago's not so great in July. A lot of humidity. It's not so good for cards either. So, hopefully Cleveland has it together and they'll have the air conditioning on for that show. But yeah, an 8-day card show. Never heard of that. It seems too long, doesn't it?
That's not too far from us either.
No, you're damn straight. We could go there for a few days. Let's do it. Baby boomer generation retiring. Other industries are going to get hit too eventually. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Baby boomers not just retiring, they're also dying because the average life expectancy age is going way down, which it should be going the other way. But probably because we talk about Arby's and McDonald's and Quick Trip and Costco and Taco Bell. Who else do we throw in there? Culver's,
yeah.
Popeyes. Chick-fil-A. Yeah. Arby's had yummy deli sandwiches about 20 years ago. Not sure they kept making them. That's how long it's been. So in the summer, my wife likes their chicken salad sandwich. I've never tried it, but she said it's really good. It's like chicken mayonnaise, like normal chicken salad stuff, but it's got like chunks of apple and I don't know. She loves it, and it comes on like it's not like a rye bread, but it's like a darker color bread, like a gray bread. So it's got to have some sort of grain or something to it. So I don't know.
Last couple times I went there, I just got the sliders.
Oh yeah, that's always good. You can't go wrong there. So, all right, I think that's gonna about wrap it up for us. What do you think, Charlie?
Yeah, I think I'm about there.
Okay.
What about you?
What's that? Yeah, we haven't had much Stu in this episode.
He's been quiet. Crazy. He's hungry now. All this talk about food.
He's having hearing trouble, so
that's right. That's right. I didn't have his good ear towards the
Vincent Van Gogh. But Charlie and I want to wish every one of you a happy holidays, however you celebrate it. If you don't celebrate it, just have a great week. We will definitely have a show next week. I think, right? I think we talked about that. Okay. We're not landing on Christmas or anything like that. So if you're off next week or you have a chance to catch the show or you don't normally get to catch it live, this might be a great opportunity to do that. We'll talk a little bit about what we scored for Christmas and kind of how sales over the Christmas week have gone. How much we want our kids to be back in school already because they're driving us nuts.
Winter break time.
If we got any actual snow, it's going to be 50 degrees on Christmas here. That's insane in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So
and raining, right?
Yeah, and raining besides. But everybody, be safe, be merry, drink, eat, have a great time, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.